Hello, I wanted to do another unboxing video. I got this Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterle, and I'm just going to open it up here so we can take a look inside at the cards. I really like the box that it comes in. It feels like it's a very thick and sturdy box. It's very protective. It's not going to collapse. Look at that. That's nice. Oh, and I like the inside too. I don't know if you can see, but it has this decorative print of like metaphysical symbols. Very cool. I think that what makes a tarot deck really enjoyable and really valuable is the details. I think that I really like the packaging. Look at the book that comes inside. It's like a little mini book that's actually has like a, it's like a hardback. It's actually like a book. It's not like a leaflet or a pamphlet. And then the print matches the inside here. I think this is done really well. It feels like it's quality to me. It doesn't feel like it's slapped together. This is the instructions. I even just like the art. It just looks like a storybook. Very cool. I think this is probably my favorite leaflet or pamphlet, the little white book that decks come with. Looks like we've got the Ten of Swords there on the front. Okay. I love it. I really love it. Okay, so... Okay, it just comes with an extra piece of cardboard. Same on the inside of this, we've got the decorative print. And then MW stands for Modern Witch. I love it. Okay, so I'm so excited. We're gonna go through all of the cards here together. And I'll try to keep it brief, but this is the first time I'm actually going through it with you, so I haven't seen these. I mean, I've seen them in passing, but not like all of them together like this. Okay, so we've got the Fool card, which shows a young girl with her dog. It's not a white dog, it's like a little, I don't know, I guess it's like it's a brown dog. I don't know, a beagle or something. And she's listening to her phone or whatever device that she's got there. And I like that the city is in the background instead of the mountain tops. I think this is very well done. I like her 70s kind of hippie frock there. And consistent with the Rider-Waite Tarot, you have the print that is very similar. It's the same font, basically, same font type. Okay, so we've got the Magician here. And instead of a table, she's got like, I think this might be like a crystal mountain. It doesn't look like rocks, it actually looks like crystals here. Okay, I like it. And again, consistent with the theme of the Rider-Waite, she's got like the red cape and then the white attire underneath. This feels like a very thick deck too. There's a lot of cards here. It's like, it feels like the card stock is actually pretty thick. It's actually pretty durable for shuffling. It doesn't bend easily, and there's just a lot there. So we'll see how they shuffle. The High Priestess is a woman on her laptop. I freaking love it. I think this is so cool, and I love her footwear. Yeah. The Empress. Okay, so we've got, you know, her pillows. We've got the Venus symbol here like we do in the regular Empress tarot card. We've got the river that's flowing behind. So a lot of consistent themes. We do have a crown here on her. Instead of a diadem, we actually do see the crown. So instead of like the 12-starred diadem, we do see she's got a crown. The Emperor I like that she's a woman. She's a boss lady, and let's see, we've got, again, skyscrapers in the background instead of the mountains. Yeah, she's got like her power suit. I love it. The Hierophant. Just kind of looking at the details here, the students. And then the keys there at the bottom. She looks a little no nonsense, doesn't she, in her expression? The Lovers card. Now this is interesting how they're actually facing away. We don't see the fronts of them, we see the backs of them. And instead of the outward gesture, like with the hands stretched open, we see the hands together and they're crossing, so it's almost like coming in. So it's almost like the complete reversal that you would see in the traditional Rider-Waite Lovers card. But I like the celestial background as well. That's really cool. I'm digging it. It's very creative. The Chariot is actually on a motorcycle. Okay. I guess that's the modern vehicle, the modern chariot. Okay. She's got kind of a punk theme going on here. It's just such a cool, like a mix between, yeah, modern and traditional. I think that's why it's called the Modern Witch. So far I haven't seen any males. They're all females. So it's like a feminist deck as well. It looks like female power. The Strength card, actually, I feel like it doesn't really, I'm noticing, I like her footwear too. That's cool. She's got like sort of this white toga kind of dress. The lion in this card actually looks a bit docile, and she's not really wrestling with it. She's kind of just like already tamed it. So it's just kind of like the after effect. And there is like a deck that was published called like the After Tarot or something like that. And it's a play on the next scene that would be shown in the Rider-Waite. And I feel like some of these kind of have that theme, like the Lovers and the Strength card. It's kind of like what would happen after, because I don't see that this really depicts the Strength card of it as in her like struggling with the animal, which is fine. That's how the artist chose to do it. The Hermit, again, I think this is a laptop that we're seeing here. I really like this Hermit card. I really like it. It just looks like she's not distracted by a bunch of things. It's just kind of really depicts solitude. And nighttime, you really get the sense that she is alone without a bunch of distractions. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune has people on it. That's interesting. Okay. And I like that they put the symbols of the fixed signs on here instead of the animals. Okay, so we've got the Justice card. I like her turtleneck. It's very informal for a court magistrate or a judge, right? She's got her sneakers. It looks like she's working from home. Yeah, this is cool. Very informal. What's that around her neck? Okay, I don't actually know. It must just be part of her shirt. The Hanged One. Oh my god, look at the fishnets. I love that she has fishnets and sneakers. I think this is so cool. I'm really digging the modern aspect of this. And I feel like this one definitely keeps the integrity of the meaning of the card. Not else is happening, except she's just hanging in there. Okay, we've got the Death card here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, pretty standard. Again, I'm not really seeing a man. The Pope that we would normally see, it looks like it's a shaman woman. And this actually looks a little bit like an androgynous figure. It could be like the Emperor. We see like the woman in the power suit. We can't really tell if it's a man or woman, but we have the crown there. I'm not explicitly seeing any male presence in this deck yet. The Temperance it looks like a person instead of an angel. I know she has wings, but again, and it's definitely clear that it's a female, whereas in the Rider-Waite, it is more of like a androgynous figure. You don't really see gender with angels usually. That's interesting as well. The Devil card has the couple turned away, just like in the Lovers. And unlike the traditional depiction of them. I'm just looking here at this goat's face. He looks like an alien. Okay. Right. Interesting face. Okay, the Tower. Oh! Oh! Wow. Okay, so we actually see a spike going through one of the people. They're not just falling, they're actually, she's now gone through the cracks. Ouch. That's actually, this is the more, I guess, a visceral reaction that I've had from a Tower card in a long time. You actually see the pain and suffering. She's wow, been very much impacted. You can see how much she's been impacted. Okay. Yeah. And the Star card, I actually kind of like how she has pubic hair. Oops. Again, she, just like the Temperance card, we see she's like a person. She feels more humanized than an actual angel because of that fact that I just mentioned. Okay. Interesting. Again, with the Moon, we're seeing people here instead of figures, instead of animals, because normally we would see like a dog and a coyote and then like this, I guess, what is it, a crab or a scorpion or something coming out from the water. Here we see like a figure, it's a shadow. And we see people here with masks on. And that's interesting that the Sun card, baby, is clothed as well. Traditionally, the baby in the Sun card is not clothed. But I suppose children should be clothed. I don't know. But it kind of loses the essence of innocence and not knowing that one is naked in that sense. But either way, it looks like her parents set her up for a photo op here. This is very coloring book-like to me. The Judgment card. We don't see the horn. And again, there's no men. Normally we'd see like a man, a woman, and a child, but we're seeing pretty much all females. Unless that's a male in the background there, but again, it's really hard to tell. And I also like the different body shapes that we have here. It's very inclusive. The World card here again. Okay. She almost looks a bit, maybe suspicious. I don't know what the word is for her facial expression. She looks a little doubtful or suspicious to me, just because of the angle of her face and the way that she's looking over and up like that. And she doesn't, I don't know, she doesn't look as like happy, I suppose. But that's okay. You know, I'm not telling her to smile. I just, it's interesting because the World card usually shows like victory and achievement, and there should be like a state of expression that resembles that on the person's face. Again, I don't know if I should say shoulds, but I'm not really sure what the artist is trying to say with that. And I'm just noticing the details on here. I'm not trying to be nitpicky. This is just my first impressions of each of these cards, and you may have different opinions. That's fine. The Ace of Wands. I love her nails. I like that the artist gave her nails. Again, you can tell it's a female. You can tell it's a woman. Although it doesn't have to be. You know, men can wear nails too, I suppose. But there's definitely a feminine quality to all of these cards. Yeah. And then again, we have another woman here instead of the man. I like the use of color, like the earth tones with the yellows and tans and browns, creams. And the Three of Wands. All right. The Four of Wands. Looks like they're out in a park. It's just the two of them. We don't really see, like in the regular Four of Wands, we would normally see like groups gathering in the background, but here we just see kind of foliage. There's bushes there. I think this is pretty simple. At first I thought these were nuns, but it actually looks like they're Japanese schoolgirls. Interesting. I actually like that I feel like it's like if they're not in school, then they would maybe be school age. Okay. And her ripped leggings. I like the fashion, I think, on this deck. A+ for fashion. Yes, I like this. This is probably one of my favorite outfits. She just looks like she means business. She looks like she's has a lot of power. She's in control. Black is a color of power. And then the skirt is like feminine power without it being masculine, if that makes sense. Okay, and so we do have a figure here on a motorcycle, and they are in transit currently. We've got the clouds actually coming down in this card. The Nine of Wands. Okay, it looks like she's, again, 70s style fashion, athletic wear. Ten of Wands. She looks like she's about to drop them, for sure. Yeah. She's got flat footwear too. That must not be that comfortable walking long distances. This is more appropriate footwear, I think, for the Wands. Cool. I like her red ribbon. It makes me think of fire and things that kind of move quickly. It sort of blows in the wind. I like that. It feels like there's about to be movement with this card, and so I like that that image shows that. The Knight of Wands here. Cool. Lots of adventure. It's definitely shown. I guess I really like it when the cards show the themes. Like, it's not just a pretty picture, but we're actually seeing what the card means through that. I guess I'm a traditionalist in that sense. So here we've got the Queen of Wands. She's got a very large cat. Or maybe it's just closer to us. Yeah. Okay, so we see the lions. I like that she's crossed her legs, and you can definitely tell that with her skirt. I like that she is attractive and sexy without being sexualized. And I feel like that's what the Queen of Wands is really about again. So we see a little bit of her belly. We may even just the design on her shirt. It's not like overtly sexualized. I feel like it's more subtle, and I like that. The King of Wands again is a woman. So this is the first first king that we're seeing. Okay, and then we see these crags again, are spiky. I'm not sure This kind of feels more like, almost like the jagged edges feel more like ice, which feels more like a swords kind of card because it's sharp, and wands are actually a little bit more curved. Like the energy like this feels more like fire wandsy, and this feels like more swordsy. It's a bit jagged, a bit rough, yes. Cute. I like the shape of the chalice. It's not boring. It actually kind of looks like, I like the colors too. The pink cup, blue heart, and again, her nails are done. Nice. Two of cups, and I like that they're meeting on the beach. Cool. Three of cups. Again, I feel like A+ for fashion. It's just interesting to look at. She's over it. I like that. It says over it on her sweatshirt. And you know what's cool even about this cloud? It even looks like there's like a little heart above there. So it's like saying, hey, there's still love to be had. Still good times, still enjoyment. Yeah. She's not having it. She's over it. Five of Cups. I like that she's, again, fashionable in her black. There's the bridge. Is that like the Golden Gate Bridge? Maybe? Not sure. She doesn't look as sad though. Like she just looks like she's looking at it. She doesn't look like she's crying or been crying. We don't really see much in expression actually on her face. We actually see more expression on the Four of Cups face. And her lips are blue, which I think is fun too. This lipstick. Six of Cups. Oh, sweet. Yeah. It's very, very urban, city. We've got the houses, like the walkway. It's like a modern house, modern neighborhood. Seven of Cups, I like her witch hat too. Cool. Eight of Cups. And we've got the backpacker. Nine of Cups. Her lipstick matches the color of the cups. Cute. And there's the 10. Again, there's no men in this deck. We see the gay couple, the queer family. Okay. Page of Cups. Yeah. Very soft, like the jean jacket and the pleated skirt too. The Knight of Cups. I can't wait to see the Queen. Okay, here we go. Yeah, she looks like she's really engaged in that cup. We see a mermaid. Again, the King, it looks like a female. Not surprised at this point. We see the fish, the dolphin there in the background. There's no boats that we would normally see. That's fine. We still have the concrete slab there, like floating on the water. The Ace of Swords. Now there's no nails on this one, which is fine. That's a difference that we're seeing in the aces. There's no nails on this one. But it looks like there's smoke that wraps around the sword, which I really like that effect as well. Two of Swords. I like that her legs are crossed as well as her arms are crossed too. She's like super crossed. What is this? Okay, is that black ink? Black blood? Not sure. Three of Swords is artistic. It's cute. There's no red really in this. It's pink. I'm not seeing any red. We have a lot of pink colors, and it's all pretty consistent here, like with her hair, with the mountains here, the color of the heart, and then her shirt. So we do see a definite like color scheme with like turquoise and pink. I guess it's kind of a salmon pink color. There's no reds like there was in the wands. Interesting. So I like that there's consistency, and we also see like the purple handles, the purple handles, the purple handles, right? So I like that the color scheme is uniform. She looks like she definitely needs rest. I like that her hand is on her face like that, on her forehead. Five of Swords. I don't know. Again, expressionless a little bit. We don't see the irritation, except we do see just with their backs turned. Especially this one, I think the body language really speaks, but the body language isn't speaking of hostility with her. Six of Swords. Okay. Moving on. Seven of Swords. Okay. Cute outfit, yet again. Eight of Swords. I think the fashion is my favorite element in this deck. Nine of Swords. Yeah. Is she covering her face completely? I think you can see a little bit of her eyes. Ten of Swords. This is the art on the booklet cover. I think she needs to get off her phone, maybe? I think she's definitely been triggered by something on her phone. Social media, maybe. It's not always great for everyone's mental health. And I think that's what the artist is trying to express here. Page of Swords. Yeah, I like her loose clothing. I think the clothing really suits the court cards. The personalities that they have and the style in which they express themselves. The Knight of Swords, rushing forward here. Queen of Swords. Whew, that's hot. I like her see-through dress. I like her outfit. It's very sexy. King of Swords. Again, we have a female as the king. I like that we're in you can really see that we're in the clouds, even though we've got trees here. There's the clouds that extend down to the ground, so it almost gives like a floating effect, being up in the air, and the butterflies. It's cool. The legs being crossed though is interesting, because the other king, like his leg's kind of open a little bit. Her leg is kind of open a bit. We see with the wands. Look at the wands. Just looking at their. So there's a cross down here. Like the feet are almost crossed. The legs are definitely crossed in this one, and I don't know what that means. I'd like to read about that actually. Okay, so here we have another ace. Again, we've got the nails. Cute. We're in like a little garden setting. Two of Pentacles. She's very well dressed to be juggling like that. Okay, so figure drawing. Nice. We've just got these like random three pentacles just hung up there. There's no shelf or anything. We don't see a window. They're just kind of hanging there. But we do see the three people, so that's pretty consistent with the three. And I like the realistic body types that they have. Again, they kind of, the artist really shows the variety. Four of Pentacles. I like her winter coat too. She's really tucked in there. Five of Pentacles. Well, they look to be pretty well dressed for having it being a card of poverty, and maybe they just received donations, or maybe they do have money, but this is supposed to be a card of money lack. So it's actually pretty interesting. They look pretty fashionable. Six of Pentacles. But I think that's my favorite part about the deck, is that all of the clothing gets a very stylized deck. And I like that there are presents here instead of just coins. That's actually very creative. Yeah. Cool. Seven of Pentacles. She's been watering her plants. So we've got 5 pentacles on the side and 2 on the side. Interesting. Okay, 8 of Pentacles. Nice. The difference between the 7 of Pentacles in this deck and then other Rider-Waite cards is that we have like 6 on the tree and then 1 down beneath her, and this artist decided to put 5 on the left and then 2 on the right instead of 6 and 1. And I wonder why that is. Maybe there's no meaning, maybe I'm just looking too much into it. But in the 8 of Pentacles, I think it's also just very consistent with the traditional style where you've got 6 up the side, 1 on the ground, or 1 separate, like she's about to get to it, and then 1 that she's actively working on. So I've noticed the consistency there with the actual stylization of the placement, I guess, of the pentacles. Cool. Got the artist. We have the gardener, the 9 of Pentacles. She's out in her garden. I really like that. The bird is on her hat and it's not controlled. It looks like it's free to fly away if it wants to, but it doesn't need to because it likes being there. Yeah. Again, consistent with the tradition. You've got 5 on one side, 3 on the other, so that's the same. And this is the same layout of the pentacles. It just looks like it's, yeah, consistent here with 2 dogs, extended family members, and the old man has now become an old woman. I am not shocked by that. Page of Pentacles, the student. You can definitely tell this is a student who's got a backpack on. Converses. The Knight. Cool. Very simple. Queen of Pentacles is probably one of my favorite cards traditionally. We do have a rabbit there. It's interesting that we have a goat instead of a bull. And I don't know if it's like that. This would indicate cardinal earth, which is Capricorn. I tend to read the queens as fixed earth. So I see this as being a Taurus card, but it looks like there's a Capricorn theme here that's been shown. Okay, yeah, so the bulls are on the king. So it looks like the artist wanted to show the kings as being fixed signs and the queens as being cardinal signs. Okay. Yep. Everything is fine. I wonder why the Ten of Swords comes out again. Is this like a bonus card? I want to read about why it says that. That's interesting because we have the Fool, so we do have 22 major arcanas. Let's read this. Modern Witch, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. Cool. Yeah. And this is the back of the deck. There's a high gloss and thick cardstock. Very well made. It's simple, and yet there are fun details. Actually, you know what? Before I do the spread, I want to look at the book and just see if it mentions the Everything is Fine card. So it looks like we've got You know, the suit, the Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles is the last one that we see here. She really explains like what the cards mean. She really goes into it. I'm still wondering about the everything is fine card. It doesn't look like it's mentioned, is it? Oh, here we go, at the very back. The everything is fine card can be used to replace the Ten of Swords, right? A version of this card with this tagline was the first I drew for the deck. Okay, so this is the first card, I guess, that inspired this entire deck, and then that's why it's on the front. You can use this one instead of the Ten of Swords. Let's read the Ten of Swords. Everything is fine. It's fine, really. Sure, you've been completely pierced through with 10 sharp swords and you're collapsed into a ball on the floor. You're struggling trying to survive as the weight grows even heavier. You're going through something truly soul-crushing and it feels like your world is ending. Every moment hurts and sometimes only a meaningless distraction feels like it'll help, which is why she's on her phone. But the pain will end and you will come out stronger having survived it. That's really interesting. I like that she puts some of these in bold, like take the blindfold off, it hurts, the struggle is real. I'm just really, I'm engaged with this book. I just think it's really creative. I really like the creativity behind it. Let's do that. Let's replace the Ten of Swords with the Everything is Fine card. Okay, so I'm going to do a reading. That's actually not that bad to shuffle. It's a little bit. There's just a lot of, it's just like bulky, I feel. I'm going to try and shuffle these really well. Okay, so what I usually do whenever I get a new tarot deck, I always do a spread then at the end. That's an interview spread. And it's something I created long ago. Or maybe someone taught it to me, I don't even remember. But the first card is, who are you as a deck? What is your energy like? The second card is, please tell me about your strengths. The third card is, I'm sorry to ask this, but please tell me about your weaknesses, if you have any. The fourth card is, please tell me about our relationship, the reader and the deck itself. And then the last card is a message that you want to share. And I just want to let the cards speak. It's like I'm having a conversation with the deck. And I think I've really fully mixed this up, hopefully. You always got to give it a really good mix the first time you use a deck. Okay, so let's see. Who are you? Greatest strength, greatest weakness, us together. What's your message? Who are you as a deck? Well, it's a wildly popular, successful deck. It definitely stands out. You have something that stands out above the rest. It's unique and it's successful and people like it. Let's see, your greatest strength is teaching. I guess it's like modern teaching. It mixes the traditional with the modern. That's what the Hierophant is. It's about structure and order and tradition. So it does actually keep things traditional, but we have like the students, which are like, shows new school and old school coming together. So that's obviously the greatest strength. Greatest weakness. Eight of Cups, exploring, going a little bit out of bounds possibly, or I always see this card as like leaving your comfort zone. So to look for something else in addition. I think it's interesting that there are no men in this, and that's what it kind of reminds me of when I see the Eight of Cups. It's like there's something that may be missing with its diversity. It actually excludes the male gender, and I think that's a bit ironic. Either way, I feel like it's a card to sort of explore and kind of do something different, right? But that might be also the weakness. Okay. Aww. This is the relationship between the reader and the deck is the Lovers card. So it's very, like, people who love it will absolutely love it. And it's kind of one or the other. It's not like a so-so. I think that people either really like it or they don't. So we see that. It's like a good relationship between the reader and the deck. I'm definitely going to use it. I really dig it. The message is the Knight of Cups. Oh, thank you. It's saying, it's like sweet gestures and kindness and love and a romantic feel. So I guess this would be good for maybe relationship readings, and it's also a card of like using your imagination too. It's like an imaginative theme. So it's saying like use your imagination and maybe create stories. Like you can create backstories when you're looking at these as to why. I mean, unless you just want to read the book, but I think it's saying like maybe just don't read the book or lean on that, but actually find your own definitions as well, which is what people should normally do when they're, you know, reading tarot cards, create their own definition, but saying like, you know, use your creativity, use your imagination. And I think that's it. Let's look at the shadow card, Temperance. Yes, again, it's a nice blend. It's a nice blend between the traditional and the modern. And it's, you know, for healing and insight. It's very grounded yet imaginative. It's very well done. It's a very well done art deck. The Temperance card can be art. I love the box. I love the cards. Definitely recommend getting this set. So thanks for watching my unboxing video. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my other unboxing video playlist and other videos I've got on my channel. Thanks for watching.